Right, here is the inside of the card. I used two-tones cardstock because it's slightly thinner. You could use pattern paper for this. You can use card, but just be aware it will be a bit thicker for you. So I've used the Petal Pink two-tone cardstock. I have chosen that I want the paler side on the inside. I've drawn a little piece here to show you how to make the little pop-out box like this. All right, so all it is your insert piece, and you've measured, it's 1.5 centimeters up from the bottom, it's 2.5 centimeters across and 3.5 centimeters down. I have created, hang on, I'll just grab it, this piece here. This is a instruction piece, and I have done it also in Imperial, for those who use Imperial. And this is working on the US Canada card size, which is regularly 4.25 by 5.5 inches. So I worked on that insert for you. So if you're in Canada or US, or you use the Imperial and that's your card size, your insert will be 8.25 inches by 5.25 inches, folded at 4 1/8 inch. And then here, this piece here, which I'll show you here, this piece here, you've come up 3.75 of an inch from the bottom, and you've drawn a line 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1.25 inches. And it is 3.25 inches from the top. So that's the Imperial measurements. With our measurements, this is our card insert for a 10.5 centimeter by 15 or centimeter card. I've done a 20 centimeter by 14 centimeter, folded at 10 centimeters, sorry, and it's 1.5 centimeters from the bottom, as I said before, 2.5 centimeters, 2.5 centimeters, and 3.5 centimeters, and it's 9 centimeters down from the top. So that, I'll put that at the end as well. But I just want to show you how to do the inside. So you draw your little box, and I have to be totally honest and say, when I did it, I don't even measure. I just put it in there and I go, oh, that looks about right to me. That looks good. All you're going to do is you're going to cut down that line. See, the card's folded, cut down to there, cut down to there, and that's all you're doing. Don't cut that line, just these two. And then you can actually fold that this way, and then turn it over and fold it this way. And then you're going to open up in the inside, and you're going to pop it out and fold it this way. And then you have your box. And then with your box, if you want to decorate it, which I did, I've cut 2 little pieces here, slightly smaller. What did I make them? They were just 3 centimeters by 2 and 2.2 or something, really close to that size. And I'm just going to decorate those little boxes in there. Now you can, I use scissors then, but you can use your cutting tool, which probably will give you a straighter cut if you're a wibbly wobbly cutter like I am. And it depends on how important it is to you. All right, so there's my piece. It looks like this, all right, which isn't quite straight. I'll try and get it looking straight. There we are. So that's the insert, and I'm going to put that inside now. So to put it inside, we're going to glue just down these edges. You don't need anything down those bits, really. I just did this, all right? I did one side and I pushed it into the center, held it down for a minute to get it to hold, and then I did the other side. There we go. If I can get it to work, there we are. I'm not worrying about those. And that's and fold it over. There we go. Oh, we're going well. There we are. And there's our box. How about that? We did it. So now we just have to finish decorating. So what I've done is I have cut some strips of leftover. So this is the pattern paper, and I've just got a side. I've cut this at 2.5 centimeters, which is probably close to 1 inch. This way. I'll probably put one here and one here. And then I'm going to use this smaller strip and put it inside. I think that looks good. That's what I'm going to do. All right. This is freestyling. I call it freestyle decorating. You just freestyle it. Just do whatever you feel looks good. If you like the look of it. And again, with the measurement sizing as well. I don't know. I'm not one of these people who worry too much about it. But of course, if you are, do you get your measurements and work them out that works for you. And I'm just going to add this little strip of that patterned paper just turned over to the other side. Get rid of that bit of glue. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. I'm happy with that. And we're using up our designer paper, not letting any bits go to waste. How about that? That's pretty. That's pretty. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'll get rid of that glue after it's dried. That looks good. I'll show you the original one. So the original one, I put that there, but I only realised today that I've actually put it on the same sides. I should have had that one on the inside, but never mind. You didn't notice, did you? No, that'll look fine. So what's next? Next is I have a greeting. I've picked another greeting. I actually have a thing about I really like floral greetings. So if there's a stamp set that's got a floral greeting in it, I'm really onto it straight away. This one, Hoping Your Day Blooms with Happiness, comes from the Varied Vases stamp set, which is quite an old one, but there's no way I'm getting rid of it because I really love that. This one here, Happy Blooming Birthday, I can't remember off the top of my head where that came from, but I know it's another old stamp set. I just love the flowery greetings. Of course, I use a lot of flowers, I guess, in my cards. So I'm just going to add this in the middle, in the center here. Not the center, in the side. I like it over this side this time. And we're going to have our rose, single rose, again from the Charming Day set, colored exactly the same way as I've done the front. And it's just going to sit in here like that. So I think I only need to put glue on this piece here. Now, there could be, you might worry about it being a bit flimsy. You could always put a little piece of acetate behind there to give it strength, or cut another piece in white and glue it directly onto it to give it a double thickness. You could do that as well. So there's mine glued in. That leaf down here is touching the box, so I can actually, if I add a little bit of glue on there, that might just hold that there. You have to be aware, oops, I shouldn't have done that. You have to be remembering that when it closes, you don't want it getting squashed. So I have put my rose on an angle, and I did check it see how it closes, and it's closing on this side. So I've got the stem right up on this side of my box, again, it's near the edge, so it's as far over as it can be. And just check that when you do it to make sure it closes nicely and the leaves don't get folded and caught. Okay, that's the one thing you have to be aware of. Whatever flowers you put in there, that they have to be able to fold up without getting squashed. The other thing I did add in my original, there it is again, was the little butterfly. And I love butterflies as well as floral greetings. The other thing I do like is butterflies. I've got quite a number of them. This one is, what is this? Butterfly Gala this is from. Just have to be careful with that because the ink will run, I just realised. So this is from Butterfly Gala. And it's a very old set. It also came with a punch, but I have the dies, I have punches, I have butterfly paper, I have it all. So hunt around and see what you've got in butterflies. If you want to add a butterfly to your card or a little embellishment, you might have butterfly embellishments as well. And that is the card finished. Again, you can just add some glitter to it, because I probably will later, because you know me, I love my glitter, I love my sparkle. And that is the card, and I think that turned out really well, and I hope you learned something today. Here is the instructions again for the insert. So for your imperial, it is a 8 1/4 inch by 5 1/4 inch folded at 4 1/2 inches, and you draw this piece on the folded edge. It is 1 inch by 1 1/4 inches, and that is the main thing that you need to remember. You're just cutting in on that fold so that you have this piece. And again, with the card insert for the metric, your 20 centimeter by 14 centimeter folded at 10 centimeters. On the fold, you're going to have a 2.5 centimeter by 3.5 centimeter. And this is 1.5 centimeters from the bottom, or 3 1/4 inches, but you don't have, just remember to keep it quite low near the bottom. It doesn't have to be exact, but keep it low near the bottom, because that gives you more space for your flowers. All right, or you could have butterflies coming out of there, balloons, a sign that says happy birthday. Who knows what you could come up with there. Anyway, have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye.